believe people play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect, you know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living. But
Prince called 50 a complete hypocrite, saying that if Big Meech is a snitch, then 50 is basically a cop. Ouch.
You know what's a sucker to me? A sucker is a who pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like if you sit and you go, oh, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I'll fuck with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the you think you can beat.
And I called Jay Prince in the mouth. I'm saying,
yeah.
He didn't say nothing to whack. So when you come talking to me, I feel like you're very selective. This is exactly what I meant last week when I was talking about.
Oh my goodness, the drama is heating up. Jay Prince is supposedly sending threats to 50 Cent just because 50 called Big Meech a rat. Can you believe it? And we all know how 50 rolls. He is not one to back down when someone comes for him. This time, Jay Prince might have poked the absolute wrong bear. There are so many layers to this mess. And honestly, Jay Prince's history doesn't do him any favors. His name has been tangled up in all kinds of shady business, from those nasty extortion rumors to those suspicious dice games, and let's not forget those shocking claims that he and his son were somehow involved in Takeoff's death. That means if 50 decides to go all in and expose Jay Prince's dirty laundry, he'll have a treasure trove of dirt to work with. In fact, 50 has seemingly fired back at Jay Prince's rumored threats on Instagram, and he's making it crystal clear exactly how he handles his business.
I'm gonna answer a few of y'all questions, then I'm gonna have to go about my business. You can see I'm just relaxing, letting God's air blow on my face. In a sucker-free
So, in case you were wondering, yes, 50 Cent is absolutely still keeping his foot firmly planted on Big Meech's neck about those snitching allegations. 50 is not backing down from Meech, but he's definitely not the only one throwing shade these days. Recently, Top 5 went off on social media, blasting the former Kingpin for sliding into his DMs. In his video, he flat out called Big Meech a rat and tagged 50 to step in, saying, 50 Cent, come get this fake 60-year-old Kingpin out my DMs before I crash out. Big screech. And of course, it didn't take 50 a hot second to jump on this opportunity to troll Big Meech even more. 50 reshared Top 5's video with the most savage caption. He probably wanted to borrow some money from you, gangsta LOL. While most people in the industry are smart enough to stay far away from this mess and avoid getting dragged into 50's beef with Big Meech, Jay Prince just had to insert himself into the drama when absolutely nobody asked him to. Some gossip blogs recently reported that Jay Prince has been throwing major shade on Instagram stories, calling out 50 for supposedly using Big Meech for clout. It seems like Jay Prince couldn't help himself from jumping into the conversation even though he wasn't involved from the start. Allegedly, Jay Prince posted and then quickly deleted a message that read, Big Meech was worth over $100 million before he went to prison. 50 used Meech's life to make money and gave him $5 million and now think he created the BMF brand. But that's not even the worst part. According to some insider sources, Jay Prince is pulling some seriously sneaky moves behind the scenes and allegedly threatening to send his people after 50 to try to silence him. However, 50 isn't intimidated at all. In fact, he just made it crystal clear that they can try whatever they want, but they'll never succeed in taking him down. 50 dropped a clip from Training Day, letting everyone know that no matter what they throw his way, he's built for this and won't be intimidated. He wrote in the caption, "Get the message." Now fans are absolutely roasting Jay Prince, saying he needs to stay in his lane because he definitely doesn't want to be on 50's radar and attract attention to his own sketchy reputation. So in case you're not familiar with Jay Prince, he's the CEO and co-founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, one of Houston's most legendary labels. Jay Prince loves to call himself the king of Houston and act like he owns the entire city. There's this unspoken rule that when big-name rappers touch down in H-Town, Jay Prince steps in like their unofficial security detail, making sure they move safely.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, is they seem to get hung up on that word, checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, properly connected,
Yeah.
or whatnot.
Yeah, they get tripped up on the semantics.
Yeah, they get stuck. I
Yeah.
mean, right there, you stuck. So then you stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You stuck on stupid, and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. You know, we all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, Rip.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? Who want to have access to power?
However, a lot of people are not buying this whole protection act at all. The streets are saying Jay Prince and his son Jazz might really be running a full-on extortion scheme. And if that wasn't shady enough, there's also been tons of rumors about these dice games they host in Houston where artists allegedly get set up for a quick money grab. These rumors got even louder after Takeoff's tragic death. But Takeoff wasn't the first to lose his life after one of Jazz Prince's infamous dice nights. Just a couple of months earlier, Chicago's Duke the Jeweler hit it big, walking away with $100,000, but that win turned deadly. He was reportedly robbed, ambushed, and gunned down before he even made it to his car. So after Takeoff's passing, many fans blamed Quavo, saying he should have known better than to be around Jay Prince and the Mob Ties crew, especially after what went down with Duke the Jeweler just 2 months earlier. With all the shady whispers surrounding the Prince family, people feel like Quo should have kept his distance. Now, as for the man accused of pulling the trigger, Patrick Xavier Clark has officially been indicted by a grand jury for Takeoff's murder. However, the trial date still hasn't been set, even though it's been almost 3 years since the crime happened. Here's where it gets really suspicious. Literally a day after Patrick Xavier Clark was arrested, he somehow came up with a $1 million bond and was out on house arrest. Fast forward to November 2023, and out of nowhere, the rules completely changed. Clark was no longer on house arrest, didn't even have to wear an ankle monitor, and the only thing he had to do was follow a 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew. And that's not even the wildest part. According to court documents, Clark isn't allowed to contact any witnesses, victims, or Takeoff's family. And that also includes Jay Prince Jr. On top of that, the court banned Clark from reaching out to Jay Prince Sr. in any way. You already know fans are side-eyeing this whole situation because how does someone go from house arrest to basically moving freely with just a curfew? It's really weird how this whole case keeps taking unexpected turns, and they're still refusing to set a date for the trial. And now here's the latest plot twist. Patrick Xavier Clark is standing firm on his innocence, and his lawyer, Letitia Conan Hollins, recently told Rolling Stone that her client did not fire the shots that took Takeoff's life, but she didn't stop there. She also came for the investigators, calling out the so-called evidence they're using against Clark. According to her, the video footage and ballistics they're pushing are not adding up, and when the trial finally kicks off, she's ready to tear their whole case apart. There was someone else who started the shooting. It was not Patrick Clark. Conan Hollins told Rolling Stone. He was in the same position that Takeoff was in. He was trying to get out of there alive as well. He didn't have anything to do with the argument that occurred. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time when people started firing weapons. Now, going back to those rumors about Jay Prince setting up rappers with those dice games, several industry figures have talked about this before, including Whack 100, who accused Jay Prince's son of running a loaded dice game scam on rappers who visit Houston.
I had a dude call me, right? And that Junior been having some going on down there in Houston, bro. We got the media team in here. So it's an inside month. Now this month, he's the one that's tied to the dude that makes the loaded dice. Right? Check the play out. All entertainers, when you go to Houston, stay away from Jay Prince Jr. There's a whole play going on. Here go the play right here. The play is a loaded dice. Now I'm gonna talk about something. Let me see if y'all catch up with what I'm saying. The entertainer invites him in, act like he's covering for him, hanging out, everything is cool. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go here, let's go there. He introduces the dice game. He got 3 right? Who rotate the dice. Now these dice is loaded. The tell me it's a Wolf, Big Caprice, and watch this, and Little Cam are the loaded dice rotators, right? He said what? There was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler around and got past the dice on accident and was hitting on them for a couple hundred. They got irritated about that. I ain't gonna go too far into that story because, right, boom. The only way they could get their money back was however their money back. He said, but Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice are the three designated to say I'm up, I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shooting against them up whoever's in town, the entertainer. Right? They say Jay Prince Jr., he get 30% of whatever it takes.
Whack 100 also warned artists to stay far away from Jazz Prince's dice games, calling them nothing but a straight-up scam. He even suggested that Quo and Takeoff might have gotten caught up in some shady business, which could have sparked the whole situation that led to Takeoff's tragic death.
Beware of with Jay Prince Jr. when he talking about let's go shoot some dice. Because the loaded dice crew of three, Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice. We know Lil Cam in there because I believe somehow, some way, he was caught up in the dice situation. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is this. Jay Prince Jr. got a whole thing that when y'all come into town, hold on, bro. Didn't they say Fifth Ward earlier that day shooting dice?
Yep. That's a fact. That word been out, Wack. That word been out. We been out that memo.
And then, so I've been getting hit all day, and it got to the point at the thing with Quavo like, that is the dice. If you're a mother artist, entertainer, and you been down there to Houston with the hosting of Jay Prince Jr., and that it led you to a dice game, and you was getting hit for all your and you remember three by the name of Big Caprice, Wolf, or Lil Cam, y'all need to get on Jay Prince Jr. bumper because it was a lineup. Y'all need to holler at that because his people done told me inside. He said, what? We didn't want to give him the mother loaded dice.
Who goddamn Quavo was arguing with before he walked off?
I think the argument was...
And get this, Whack 100 didn't stop with the Prince family. He also dragged Lil Boosie into the drama, accusing him of being part of the dice game setup that ended with Duke the Jeweler's death.
The jeweler that got doing the Boosie dice game. Oh, yeah. So he was shooting against Boosie and he got past the loaded dice. So, his name was Duke the Jeweler. They said Boosie set him up. Now your story makes more sense. He died with all his jewelry on. Lil Cam was shooting that night when Takeoff died too. They're saying DJ Pat Bullet was a bullet that Takeoff. Also, Cam was the one shooting dice, so he had the loaded dice. Now, for Boosie, they must have switched the dice up. Either they was gonna have no. Boosie was supposed to have the loaded dice, and they must have switched it.
Now, when Jazz Prince was asked about all these allegations, he shut it down quickly and denied even knowing Duke the Jeweler. He also insisted that his dice games had nothing to do with the deaths of Duke or Takeoff, and he dismissed it all as just rumors.
Elaborate on dice game when it's tied to y'all.
I know people were associating me with that Duke the Jeweler situation because I went to Lil Boosie pool party, and he happened to be there, and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to me. Truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, you know, the internet play internet games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a dice game.
However, the allegations about Jay Prince and his shady dealings don't end there. His name has been tied to extortion rumors for years, but only recently has he been making major headlines for it. Take, for example, what went down in July 2020 when NBA YoungBoy got robbed in Houston. Allegedly, Jay Prince's goons pulled up on YoungBoy's Airbnb, but they weren't just snatching random things. They took his icy chains and even the keys to his $350,000 Bentley. And instead of keeping it low-key, these dudes actually posted a video on social media showing them breaking in and posing with the stolen goods, including a white Bentley, a white Rolls-Royce, and a white 2020 McLaren GT. This is where things get even sketchier. The goons didn't just take NBA YoungBoy's stuff for fun, they also demanded a $30,000 ransom to get it back, making folks think this was just Jay Prince running another extortion play. And that's because Jay Prince actually hopped on Instagram to announce he had YoungBoy's chains and keys and even invited him to come pick them up.
So while we was gone, I got a call, you know what I mean, because the little homie YoungBoy place got broke into. He went in his place, disrespected different things, and you know, I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, YoungBoy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce. I got your keys to your McLaren. You know, all that they took. And the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas. We got your keys. We got a bunch of other shit. So get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, man.
Oh, good. Wait, no.
But YoungBoy wasn't having any of it. He saw right through the games and felt like Jay Prince was just trying to finesse him for more money. He clapped back, calling Jay Prince a shady figure who uses checking in as a cover to shake down rappers when they touch down in Houston.
Hey, I don't want no friends. I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy. Hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty of niggas around me you could call. Man, nigga. It's plenty ways you can get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway.
But YoungBoy isn't the only one tired of Jay Prince and his games. Cameron and Mase also recently threw major shade at Prince, calling him out for allegedly setting up YoungBoy and letting his protege Drake get absolutely embarrassed by Kendrick Lamar.
Exactly. You 60. You 60. What are you talking about? What are you bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you line YoungBoy NBA up. Why the you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got YoungBoy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. YoungBoy NBA told y'all niggas. This is what he said. This is what YoungBoy NBA said. Wack 100 was the most disrespectful. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat the shit 100 said. Mad disrespect. Drake is beefing with Kendrick Lamar as we speak. I have not heard, this is the first time Drake got into some shit, and I ain't hear you say shit to Kendrick Lamar now. Why do you think that you could tell us what we can and cannot say, man?
By the way, Cam and Mate's beef with Jay Prince kicked off when Prince tried to strong-arm them into backing off their criticism of New Jersey boxer Shakur Stevenson, who just so happens to be managed by him. Cam and Mate weren't feeling Stevenson's recent world title defense and made that crystal clear on their platform. But Jay Prince wasn't having it, and he took to Instagram to issue a slick warning telling them to fade all Stevenson's shots and take all bets. Jay Prince wrote, "Numbers don't lie, haters do. Let the haters say that he's boring and nobody wants to watch him. Sorry to tell you, it's just a select few of you haters. As you can see, there's proof that he has the #1 ratings in any fight on ESPN this year and the top 3 ratings since 2022. And to all of you haters who want to escalate that hate outside of the ring, I'm Shakur's manager, and I handle all his business outside of the ring. In other words, Cam and Mate, I will fade all his shots and take all bets." But despite the threats, Cam and Mate were completely unfazed. They continued to call out Jay Prince, clowning him for acting like a street dude at his big age.
Tell you another thing, when you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your lord. like the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know it doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. You would tell me, Mase, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a little, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They would say, yo, Mase, listen. Around here, we don't send us to do nothing for us. We don't pay to handle our problems. You gotta put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Nah, this is where the game got messed up, when young started sending old niggas out, and just cause this little ignorant got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. This is a problem, Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed.
So knowing how sketchy Jay Prince's reputation is, fans are now roasting him for even thinking about stepping to 50 Cent and inserting himself in this Big Meech drama. People are saying Jay Prince already has way too much suspicious activity attached to his name to be out here starting a war with someone like 50, who has built his entire brand on exposing people. And if 50 decides to drag Jay Prince, it's not going to be pretty. Let's just say he's going to have a lot of material to work with, from the dice game rumors to the alleged extortion tactics and everything in between. And knowing 50, he won't just expose Jay Prince, he'll make a whole movie out of it. But how do you feel about Jay Prince jumping into this Big Meech drama and allegedly threatening 50? Do you think he's making a huge mistake, or does he actually have a point? Drop your comments below and don't miss out on this next video.